again here. We are going to take a look at it. Any final, I would say, impressions here, Mirko?
It's for Aura Fire, it's all about that fire. It's all about the fire burning in that trio mid. Coming in from the Ling, Angela, and the Farsa. Rotations will dictate the game. It can be the reason they win or the reason they lose.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 1, match number 1, Aura Fire versus DEWA United.
Wow, man, this is going to be such an insane game. And if you take a look at already, the emblems here for Ray is going to be the lethal ignition, so he's going all in for the damage. And for Van, he's going for the killing spree, so it's a bit more aggressive here.
Look at this early game from this mid lane. Oh, Sin! Right now, with Wings by Wings, Iron Hook not connecting. K's in danger, but it's still all good. Aura Fire are already pushing the pace. Again, this duo mid will do so much for mid control.
I'm actually quite surprised with the talent choices coming in from the Farsa. Weapon Master, as well as the one that gives more attack. I would have thought that perhaps with the Farsa pickup, they wanted to go for more early game rotations, maybe even picking up the Bargain Hunter, but this is what they opt for.
They're going for all in the late game, because even Kabuki is going with the Weapon Master as well. And for the Farsa, going with the Thrill early game, right, just gives her a bit more burst damage when people don't really have that resistance that's built up. And for DEWA United, it's the exact opposite. 3 Rupture first tier emblems on their side. They really want to try and get all they can in the early game and not allow Aura Fire to scale at all.
What's interesting is no Season Hunter here for Ray. Leo Murphy going to be chunked down, stunned up. First blood for Van, the Prodigy. For Aura, Ray coming down with rhythm as well. Now jumping on the Sin with a flicker out. Top of the blaze, knocking him up. This should be another kill for Van. He's still alive, picking up another. K's finds a trade. 2 for 1, Aura Fire.
Not exactly, I would say, the trade that Aura Fire would want in the early. I mean, because of the fact that DEWA United have been trading really well, it is going to put them in a little bit of a bind, considering the late game coming in from DEWA United. And you can see here that the turtle has already spawned. Both teams are going to start centering around this. Luckily now, High is already level 4 to perhaps help out Van here when they go for the objective contest.
Ooh, level 4 Angela definitely can make an outplay happen, but for Aura, they still need to be very careful. They are very reliant on Kimura, just stalling all the aggression coming in from DEWA United. And of course, they still have that Franco to make plays with, but as we can see earlier, Leo Murphy, over-aggressive, gets caught out, and against an Angela, roamer that we expect, that we perceive as a bit more passive, he actually loses out in the first blood.
Oh, up top, Kabuki with a hard guard now. Liber's passion flickering forward. Oh, under it, what? With the flicker out as well. Now it's getting the flicker from High to pick up the kill, but Watt's still able to survive, dodging away once again. It's still a kill over. The torn apart memory from Watt, not able to find the kill. K's now with the flicker forward once again, bringing it back. Call Alter, instantly taken away. It's a good kill from K's, making 1 for 1. Ray looking for a good trade, jumping in with the rhythm, no more dashes, but he should still be able to dive that turret, picks up another, equalizes on the board, and DEWA are showing what they got on the MPL stage.
Wow, the aggression coming in from DEWA United. Again, the trade backs that are happening against Aura Fire. I was about to say, Kabuki went for a really good build. Steal leg plays first in order to be able to have a little bit more sustainability in that 1v1. But what can steal leg plates do against the damage coming in from Ray?
It's just a bit too much damage, honestly, and look at that, this is aggression.
For the airstrike, K's with a clean movement, but he can't dodge a basic attack. Van takes the kill. In this mid-game power spike for Aura Fire should hit just in a bit.
For both teams, they actually have quite the good early game, mid-game kind of synergy. They have very good power spikes, but Aura Fire just has been the more proactive team right here. Always in the right place at the right time before DEWA United has actually rotated. So even though Leo Murphy wants to be the one trapping, just leading Aura Fire into an ambush, he has not found a good situation to actually get a pickoff with the Iron Hook. And I think that is absolutely by design from Aura Fire.
I mean, sometimes we like to say, it doesn't really matter how many hooks you land as long as you land that earth, ground, breaking hook in the very end. So, of course, there is still time for DEWA United as Van goes in for the steal. Does he get it? No, he doesn't. Ray is still able to get that. So still very good for the side of DEWA United Esports, despite the fact that Aura Fire are leading a little bit here in terms of economy.
I don't need to ask you, Arashi, here, Ray. I mentioned it earlier, but we haven't been able to get a chance to really talk about it, dive deep into it. The Joy, Jungle, no Season Hunter. Good Iron Hook, though. With Bloody Hunt, say goodbye to High. Murphy picks up the kill to once again equalize on the board. This time, great timing from the DEWA United roamer as it's the turtle. This time, second one spawning in the land of dawn.
See, Van still is looking for a play though. He tries to go for the steal, but oh, he goes in, he gets it!
Van, the red tree god, already in the first game, showing what he's got. We saw what he did in Snapdragon Pro Series. Now, it's happening again.
And he throttles his team to a 1,400 gold lead just on the back of that play. You can see here, DEWA United, they're scrambling because they had the better setup. They were able to get a pickoff. They were able to translate that onto the neutral objective. But because of that red tree miss, oh my god!
A bit too aggressive under the tier 2, no follow-up. Using up a whole flicker and a penalty zone. Now Kimura is looking for a re-engage, just giving vision to the team. As now, we're going to take a look at the town's prediction. Presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy S23 Series 5G. Pretty interesting.
3v3, but let's kind of cross Mirko off the prediction thing.
Hey.
We don't know if it's a curse or a bless, we'll see.
We'll see.
It's
the
convenient.
outcome.
It's convenient, that's what it is.
Very convenient. Well, Hane now has picked up the fleeting time as well, so now Aura Fire, they can really turn up the aggression as if they haven't been doing so far. But that play early on from DEWA United, the dive without follow-up, that raises again the question, is there a bit of a communication or synergy disparity between the members of DEWA United? Because if they're against a team that seems to be as cooperative as Aura Fire right now, they need some kind of synergy, man.
Maybe it's just a retry diff. I think it was... And that's something we commonly see from the side of Van. A lot of people have highlighted this player even since last season. I swear, if Van wasn't put into the roster last season, Aura Fire wouldn't have done that well. I think they would have sat on a very long lose streak. And looking at that, you can already see that potential that was really harnessed throughout the break of the season. Coming into Season 12, you can see that he's matured a little bit better as Kabuki already picks up this BOD. DEWA United Esports, they need to be aware of the damage coming in from this guy.
For Aura, they're not using that obnoxious strategy. They're leaving the roamer to just push on the other side because Angela can just join the fight with the hard guard, and this is where the mobility, the macro play from Aura that is so infamous for such a long time is showing itself yet again. DEWA tries to power through and goes for the turtle immediately, trying to force Aura into a fight.
No purple buff on Van. He might have to go for it. Oh, it's a good flicker time. Van instantly steals it away. Now it's the collapse for Aura Fire onto the back. Whole Altar already melted down with a Temple of Blaze now onto the back once again. Kabuki still in the mid, still able to dash away. Leo Murphy with a flicker out and also a conceal. Aura Fire with another win without the purple buff on Van.
I mean, to be fair, Van is a level ahead of Ray. So in that 50-50, Van does have a little bit of an advantage when it comes down to the retribution takes. And it's surprising that DEWA United, they still want to, I would say, commit onto these objectives. These 5v5s as Kimura is going to be punished here in the mid lane. A really good pickoff for DEWA United, but what can they do with that pickoff? How are they going to be able to translate that into more?
Ideally, they want to try and get more fights right here because they have a good engage tool in Leo Murphy, but look at the positions, look at the waves, man. Aura has set everything up, but Leo Murphy finds a hook. The hard guard, though, will deny that play.
No bloody hunt as well, so there's no real threat technically on Van. Unfortunate for DEWA United because that certainly would have been a massive kill to get.
Right now, they are still going to be able to put it onto the turret, so they do get a little bit back. When previously they were unable to get any turrets whatsoever. Nice flicker!
Gets out, Leo Murphy now caught. Kimura with a dash forward and a taunt, locking him down. The Cold Altar comes down, Ray in the back, zoning Kabuki away, diving in. Kabuki with a flicker on the other side, but Watt picks him up. Not a torn apart memory to take Kimura down. Double kill for Watt. Winning Nature built up. Ling, Van down below. Still trading for Aura.
DEWA is doing a great job right here, forcing the fights like we mentioned, but now with Van in the picture, he comes in to try and defend his mid turret, but he gets suppressed.
Good bloody hunt. Van now going to be locked down. Van taken now, not even given the chance to use the Tempest of Blades.
Beautiful, beautiful plays by DEWA United here, and this is what they need to work on, right? They have a really good pickoff composition. They're starting to utilize it, and they're starting to fight back. Being able to take Van, that leaves them 15 seconds to be able to set up for this Lord first, take it away from Aura Fire, and what was once a 2,000 gold lead by the Indonesian Hydras, it's been taken back. It's going back and forth to DEWA United, and now they have the better setup.
Oh, this is dangerous. DEWA United now with a Lord secure on their hands. 3 turtles down. It does not matter if you're able to find those juicy hooks. Leo Murphy, really the reason as to how they were able to completely turn this gold lead around.
Like I trying to mention, it doesn't matter if you miss all the early game hooks, as long as you land it when it really matters. All that crowd control just completely shuts Van down. And Aura Fire playing so objectively, so macro heavy. Now they're struggling with the 3 pushing waves due to that Lord, and you know that DEWA United are already looking for an opportunity right here. They've been able to force a fight earlier already without the Lord even in play. Now with all the wave pressure, you can bet that Leo Murphy is on the hunt.
Yeah, that's the diff, right, between the compositions from both of these teams. Like you mentioned there, Arashi, the fact that DEWA United Esports, they have a lot of crowd control to work with, whereas from the side of Aura Fire, what do they necessarily have? They might have a little bit of slow, I would say, coming in from high on the Angela. They have Kimura a little bit, but it's not a full engage. So if DEWA United continue to do this pick-off strategy, Aura Fire, they don't really have much to say against it other than the fact that they have more mobility with Van as well as the Angela to trade back on the map. And you can see here, Van already looking for the next tower. That's how they're going to try to do it. But in that 5v5, what can they do?
Going to be a bit difficult for Aura for sure. I mean, in the 5v5, actually, I think they have a bit more potential, but it's only if Kimura makes the big play. He's focusing more on the magical defense right now with the Radiance armor. He's building, he just completed the Dominance Ice to try and help with the extra bit of HP from the Call Altar. But for now, he is the only front line and the only real engage, which is why we saw him go so deep, so aggressively during the turtle fight. They just need to do that.
This is the thing, though. I think really it comes down to their draft as well. For Aura Fire, really like their first 2 picks, but the way they ended the first phase draft was a bit weird, in my opinion. The Angela mid has been utilized a lot. They could have played with that a little bit more, utilizing that as a flex pick towards the second phase. And honestly, we can dive deep into that because with the Angela Ling combo, you usually see a Uranus or an Esmeralda, a sustainable XP laner, to be paired up with these two. The fact that Aura Fire went for Fredrin, it's already, again, a big curveball, but it also kind of impacts the synergy of the Angeling.
Yeah, I really thought that having a very sustainable, pressure-based EXP laner just really lends itself so well to this strategy, like you mentioned, Mirko. So the fact that they didn't go with that and instead go for something a bit more brawl-heavy, like a Fredrin, really doesn't really make that much sense. And on top of that, the Fredrin also doesn't have a lot of mobility, so if they send him to try and split push, he can't join fights often, he can't escape from ganks often, so it doesn't really make sense, and he gets hooked in.
Beautiful hook from Leo Murphy! Now Van gonna be engaged on. That's the purple buff stolen away. You can say goodbye to the Lord with no purple buff. This Ling will have to dig deep.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And Leo Murphy is proving that to us on the Franco. Being able to get Kimura out, level out that playing field, making it a 4v5. And they are going to be able to put pressure on to the Lord, get that uncontested for free. Aura Fire, they're scrambling now at this point because most of the players coming in from DEWA United, they are at their peak, they are at their power spike. Watt has the most damage in this game, 403, untouched against a Ling.
He just is outplaying so well, and this is something that we've come to expect from Watt already. This man just works wonders in Micro Ice, and if you guys want to work wonders yourself, what can you do?
You guys can totally buy yourself some head and shoulders. Say goodbye to itchy dandruff and get the Gato Kacha bottle for yourself.
He'll protect your hair just like he protects you in the land of Dawn. Oh. Smashes through the dandruff and all the itchy badness.
Itchy badness.
Itchy badness.
Leo Murphy goes in for a hook. He doesn't get this right now, but now we see a 1v1 between the Ling and Ray.
Oh,
They're going to be able to clear, but the Lord is still going to be marching here for the side of DEWA United on the bottom lane.
They don't really have a lot of high ground, a lot of long-range damage, so they're relying on the objective gameplay, and the timing has always been so good by them. And with this Lord, you can completely expect DEWA to try and do something a bit aggressive here. They would not let this Lord get cleared very easily.
Instantly the siege down. This is what the Brody gives to the team, enabling these crazy sieges to happen. Kimura walking forward at risk, gonna get Iron Hook. The Bloody Hunt comes down with Feather Air Strap on the back is there as well. Now Dixon! Again with the penalty zone, cancels it out. Ray with a jump backwards! DEWA United in their first game of MPLID. The Cannon Minion crashing down. Now Cage the flicker forward. Van brought back to the team. One more hit is all they need. Monster kill picked up from Watt. No minions, but now it comes down. The comeback legend. Watt brings DEWA United Esports their first game victory of MPL Indonesia.
As they lead this series, a best of 3 is going to be spearheaded by DEWA United. What a game. It felt like Aura Fire had a certain game plan for that early game, but DEWA United were able to trade back really well, get to that